Hey guys, we're starting the video with a little montage. I was flying to Taiwan with my family. During my travels, I started Just Kids by Patti Smith and also a fantasy book, which I review in the upcoming clip. Enjoy the video.
Our first stop of today is a donut store, and it's really famous, so we're going to probably be waiting in line for a while.
It's a famous donut, crispy one. Not
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be doing bookish things together. We're gonna be reading, we're gonna be book shopping, and my shelves right now are looking very messy, so I would like to rearrange them and make them look pretty again. I do like the look of a messy shelf, but this is just atrocious right now, and there's two stacks of books behind me that I just haven't put away. And tomorrow we're gonna be going to a bookstore, so I'll be vlogging that. I also need to give you a little reading update. I have been gone for a couple weeks, but I was still reading, so let me update you on the things I've read. First of all, this has been the main book that I've been reading. It's called The Wrath King, and it's supposed to be a gothic romantasy. I DNF'd it at 50%, and this might be one of the worst books I've read this year. I haven't read that many this year because I've been working on my writing project, but from all the books I've read this year, this is a very, very high contender. I had such high hopes for this, honestly, because the first chapter was great. The reviews on TikTok were actually good as well. The first chapter, she's currently in a prison with her wings cut off. She entered into enemy territory because she wanted some sort of healing thing to heal her people, and apparently it was in this enemy territory, so she entered and she got captured, put into the dungeons, tortured, got her wings cut off, and was about to die when she runs into the main guy character, which is the prince of the enemy territory. So the opening I thought was like very interesting. I will say that the writing fell off. I noticed that there was a difference between the writing in the first chapter and in the rest of the book. Maybe the plot was just better in the first chapter, so I didn't really think about it too much. At first I read a sample of this. I read the sample on the prologue and I really liked it, so I bought the book, and then after I read chapter 2 I'm like, oh, the writing wasn't my cup of tea, but the plot was still moving. I was like, okay, let's keep going. I keep going, and let's just say I knew that when I reached the 40% mark, or maybe not even 40, I don't know when, but when there was that whole, if you've read this, you would know, but there's like a whole like ritual thing. When I read to the ritual thing, and I read dark romance, but this is just weird. There are so many things wrong about this book that if I keep talking about it, it would be this whole entire video. First of all, her name is so goddamn long, and every time he says her whole name, I think it's supposed to be cute or flirty. It's not giving because her name is so long and so ridiculous, in my opinion. I understand that it's a fantasy, but I really cannot. And there's also a tiny bit of miscommunication in this book, but it's annoying because he calls her something, like a nickname, and then she's like, oh, it means this, right? He doesn't correct her even though he thinks it means something else. I want to pull my hair out. I genuinely thought that this book was about him trying to overthrow his dad and she's gonna help him. And then there's like an arranged marriage in there somehow because they need to like team up or something. Unfortunately, it is not, because he overthrows his dad so fast into this book that the rest of the book I don't even know what I'm reading. This was such a waste of my time. I swear this video is not a rant review. I just need to talk about this book because quite honestly, I can't believe that like the plot has been so lost. There's this one line that I highlighted just to show you guys. If she begged me to leave, I wouldn't let her. If she swore to me that she'd never laugh again if I didn't release her back to her home in ISIS, I'd still not let her go. If she cursed me and swore she'd take her own life, I'd bind her to her bed. Some power beyond me and her had consumed my thoughts with the need to have her near me. Rapture wasn't quite right to describe it. Neither was bewitchment. It was closer to a curse, especially since I'd all but abducted her from her home and would soon be forcing her into my bed repeatedly. And you're supposed to like him. Why? I don't know. And you know what? I didn't know that he was like this because he was not acting like this in the first chapter of this book. When we were first meeting this man, he was saving her and trying to overthrow his evil dad. What even is this? I don't understand, because like I think that I went into this book thinking it was a romantasy, even a gothic romantasy. This is a lot worse than dark romances that I've read. Like that sentence alone, that is probably the worst sentence I've ever read. I cannot with this man. I don't like this man. It's hard to read a romance when you don't like the man. So anyway, DNF, like a really hard DNF. But while I was reading that book, I was also reading Just Kids by Patti Smith. I'm still reading this book. I'm like making my way through it. I'm currently on page 127. The front cover is all just tabs because I was traveling with this book. So I kind of wanted to make sure that I had enough tabs if I ended up finishing the book, which obviously I didn't. But I'm excited to take this book by slowly. I want to annotate it, and obviously when you annotate a book, it takes a lot longer than if you just read it through. But anyway, I really am enjoying this book and I'm making my way through it. I also went to the bookstore and I picked up this book, Boys with Sharp Teeth. There has been mixed reviews about this, but I am excited to read this. I bought this with my friend when we went to the bookstore. I genuinely didn't think I would see this book on the shelves, but I did and I bought it. So anyway, I'm excited to read this. Tomorrow we're going to a bookstore, so I'm excited. This vlog is going to be very chill. Enjoy the rest of the video and you'll hear again from me soon. Hi guys, welcome to another segment of this reading vlog. I currently have some matcha that I haven't taken a sip out of. I don't know if you can see that. Let's take a sip together. I genuinely could down that whole thing, but I will not. Also, I've been loving these two lip products together. Not a beauty channel by any means, but I wanted to show you anyway. I went to Sephora the other day and the employee literally asked for my lip combo and I felt like very flattered. This one right here is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk and it is in the shade medium. I love this color. Like it's always my nail color. It's everything. I love it. And then I've been topping it off with this Laneige lip glaze serum thingy. It literally smells like donuts and I know that's their whole campaign, but this is actually so good. That's my current go-to lip combo. I still love the Chanel 56 in the shade Moment. That color is my absolute holy grail, but I feel like this is a pretty close second for my less makeup days. Anyway, I wanted to give you a little makeup update before I talk about my books. I'm reading King of Envy by Anna Huang. I haven't felt this way in a very long time about a book, and this book is doing what it's supposed to do. It's doing its job. This book is amazing, and I haven't felt that way about an Anna Huang book in a while. Her past few books haven't been hitting very much for me, but it is not Anna's fault. It is completely mine. I love Anna Huang. So no Anna slander here. I love her. My Anna collection is literally right here. I think like up until King of Pride, I've liked all of her books. The last three books, I guess, didn't really hit very much. So King of Greed and then King of Sloth and then The Striker. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I will read anything and everything that Anna Huang writes, but this book has thrown me for a loop. I am so excited about this book and I love it. Okay, and I've seen very, very good reviews about it, so I'm not the only one who has been in love with this book. I'm already like 50% through and I would have gone through more pages if I didn't realize school actually started this week. So last night I've been doing school when all I wanted to do was read. I'm currently like a little less than 50% through the book and I'm trying to savor it. But guys, yesterday I was like a maniac flipping through all these pages. I needed to know what happened next. I was so invested and I still am. I still am invested. Let me give you a quick summary of this book because I feel like I don't give book summaries very often. Recently, I watched some of my old videos back. Yes, I watch some of my old videos sometimes. I don't remember what I watched, but I realized that I didn't give you guys any sort of summary about the book. But I do think that Goodreads can most likely give you a better blurb than I can, which is mostly the reason why I don't do it. But anyway, I will this time. Basically, in this book, our main girl character, she's a model and she's currently under a terrible contract with her agency and she wants to get out of it. She doesn't have the money to break her contract, so she gets into this beneficial marriage with this guy named Jordan. This marriage is completely for both of their personal benefits and not at all because they love each other. They have no feelings towards each other. It's completely platonic, but they both want to reap the benefits of the marriage, so they agree to marry each other. And his best man is Vuk, which is our main guy character. I've been so excited to read his book because he has been such an interesting character for me throughout the Anna Huang universe. I love how like all of the characters kind of interconnect and we see all the old couples come back. Like it's so heartwarming to know that I know all of her characters. Seeing the old characters come back is like a little treat in my opinion. That's basically the gist of what this book is about. Vuk has to help with the wedding because he's the best man and he is completely and utterly in love and obsessed with her. Also, he was so traumatized by something that he basically almost stopped speaking completely, so he signs everything or writes everything down in order to communicate, and she also knows sign language. I'm eating everything up in this book. I haven't felt this way in a very long time and this might be a 5-star for me. Let me read you a quote. Jordan was her fiance in name, but I was the one she turned to first. I was the one who understood what she needed, not comfort but vengeance. I was the one who would kill and die for her in the same breath. No other man can match that, ring or no ring. Can I please go back and read this? I'm gonna go read this right now. I'm so obsessed with this book. I'm also so curious to see what this perfume is gonna be. Anna Huang does a lot with her covers, or she does a lot with whatever is on her cover. They're in the library and a lot of things happen in this library. If you know, you know. So I didn't realize that I missed something that was vital. Well, I didn't miss it, but I just didn't think too deeply into it. I didn't understand the gravity of the situation. Roman Davenport showed up in this book and I didn't tell you yet. This is not a spoiler. He is present in the book and I know that all of the other characters are also present in this book. So many of the old characters are in this book. And obviously Sebastian and Maya, King of Gluttony, the next book, is also in these pages, but I didn't understand the gravity of the situation when Roman showed up. Now I understand. Anna said that she's gonna be releasing a new series soon, and she said that the main character is already in the King of Sins universe, which has to be Roman. It has to be some morally gray book series because I will be eating that up. I was taking a bit of a scrolling break while I was drinking my matcha. All I saw on my TikTok was Roman Davenport and then another character, like Buck or something. And then the song was that sound that's like at the same damn time. I get it. I get that one. I don't think Fuck would like that because he literally just said, I don't share. Literally on the page I landed on. So, I mean, I get it. I get the hype for Roman Davenport and I'm on the hype train. I'm so excited for him. I remember finishing King of Greed and I was like, I need his book. Also, I think Fuck might take first place for the MCs in the King of Sin series. Kai was originally my first place, and I know that there has been so much Kai slander. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, Kai is so boring. Kai was my favorite in the King of Sin series. I really liked him with Isabella. I thought their couple was actually very fun. In the Twisted series, I guess my favorite was Reese. Or Christian Harper. Christian Harper and Stella, oh my god, that couple was insane. This book is really good. I really wasn't expecting that much and I wasn't looking at the reviews because I was scared I was gonna get spoiled, so every time it came on my page I like quickly scrolled past it. I really wasn't expecting much and this is so pleasantly surprising to me. Also, look at all of these books that she's written. This is an insane discography. I'm so impressed. She's so amazing. She literally releases like 2 books a year, which is a lot. Anyway, I took a little break from reading, but I'm gonna get back to it because I want to know what happens. This book did everything it was supposed to do. Vuk right now, best man out of the whole Anna Huang universe. Do with that information what you will, but if you have been putting off Anna Huang books as of recent, please pick up King of Envy because it will actually get you back into her universe. You see so many old characters come back in this book as well. You see a lot of the old characters make appearances in this book as well, and it's such a sweet feeling to know that those people are doing well. I feel like everything that they went through needed to happen. And I know that this book looks long, but I genuinely flew past it and I couldn't put it down, and that's kind of a crazy thing to say about a romance. Anyway, I did rate this on the day that I finished it because I wanted to get my initial thoughts. Sometimes I have to sit with a book in order to rate it, but this time I wanted to get my feelings down right when I finished it because I know that if I leave it for too long, I'm gonna forget the feeling that I felt and think it was just a cute romance. I rated this book 5 stars on my Goodreads, and I think it might be the second 5-star of this year. While I was reading this, I was definitely thinking that this was a 5-star. If I think about it now, maybe it's like a 4.75 or, you know, a tiny bit lower than a 5-star. But no, I wanted to record how I felt in the moment after I just finished reading it, and I genuinely fell in love with these characters. What I'm trying to say is that this book didn't make a huge impact on me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the characters were so likable that for those reasons, I gave it a 5 stars, and I think it was well deserved. And there were some funny quotes in here that I tabbed. For some reason, fuck was kind of funny, but they were so sweet towards each other. I think they were both good comforters. Like whenever they had an issue, they actually talked it out, which I hate the miscommunication trope in romance books. This is a quote that I tabbed. It was funny how talking about hard things with fuck always made me feel better afterward, not worse. That sentence was just so sweet because to her, he feels really safe. You know what I mean? This genuinely makes me excited for the books that are going to be released next. So like every single book in the King of Sin series and her new series, which I think Roman is going to be a part of. So I'm very excited for all of those things. The next book that we are now currently going to read is Just Kids by Patti Smith. So I actually started this at the beginning of the vlog if you saw. I want to take my time reading this. I don't want to rush through it, and I'm currently like tabbing a lot of things. Like look at this. This is how much I have. I have sticky notes. I can do like annotations like this. I also went through and I underlined a lot of the quotes I wanted to keep, which was very often. I didn't want to read this book passingly. Like I wanted to actually underline it and highlight it because I know that maybe one day I'll come back to it. I bought this after the Tortured Poets Department released, and my friend read it first and she texted me about it, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll read it. So I'm reading it right now, and I am picking up some references and inspiration that Taylor Swift took from this book and put into the Tortured Poets Department. I think the one thing that really stood out to me, if anyone is a Swiftie, is the mention of Peter Pan and not growing up. The idea of women always having to grow up and men kind of like always being allowed to stay stagnant in that Peter Pan kind of phase where they never have to grow up and take responsibility. Obviously this doesn't apply to everyone, but sometimes men are given a pass on things that women would never be able to be let off the hook for. It really does like reflect well in this book. I think there's like a quote in here. This is a mild spoiler for page 17, so if you don't want to get spoiled by the earlier pages of this book, then skip forward a few seconds. Patti was basically pregnant. She described herself as a young girl. I'm not sure how old she was, but the boy was 17. I had relieved the boy of responsibility. He was like a moth struggling within a cocoon, and I couldn't bring myself to disturb his unwieldy emergence into the world. Okay, she also says, the irony that I, who never wanted to be a girl nor grow up, would be faced with this trial did not escape me. I was humbled by nature. Spoilers are over. This is another quote that she talks about Peter Pan, and she says this before that incident. This is on page 10, and her mom says, "You're about to become a young lady." I protested vehemently and announced that I was never going to become anything but myself, that I was of the clan of Peter Pan and we did not grow up. Oh, here's another one. I just flipped to a random page and I found it. Sometimes I just wanted to raise my hands and stop. But stop what? Maybe just growing up. I'll keep reading this and updating you. I don't know if I want to read a fiction book at the same time, so there's like a fiction book and then this book, so I can like kind of flip back and forth. I usually don't read memoirs, but this book is genuinely very, very good, and I love her writing style. Even though this book is a little slow paced, I don't find this book boring at all. I was very, very interested in what she had to say. I think she's a very interesting person. Her words are very poetic and they kind of like punch you in the gut sometimes. I like this book and I think you guys would like it too. If you've read it, tell me in the comments down below what you think of it. I know I am late to the game. I think everyone and their moms have read this already. Anyway, 2 good books so far. That is pretty good because I've had a pretty rough reading year for some reason. Also, all of the books I'm really anticipating is released in the fall time. So I think like both of the Julie Soto books and obviously the next book in the Gods and Monsters series. I'm so excited. I'm literally dropping everything to read that when it comes out. Anyway, I have to head out, so see you guys soon.
Kawaii
Welcome to my scrapbook journal. I started this last year and now I usually do a spread for each travel trip that I do. First, I print out all of my chosen photos from my Canon printer. I usually use the photos taken on film just because they're more aesthetically pleasing and already in the same color scheme. Then I start gathering all the knickknacks I've collected over my trip. So for example, like tickets, receipts, and stickers. After I've gathered everything that I want to put on the spread, this is the fun part. I start rearranging and layering everything until I'm happy with it. As you can see, this takes a lot of trial and error, and sometimes if it really doesn't look good, it like low-key stresses me out. But I make sure to take a photo of my layout before I destroy it and actually start sticking the photos onto my book, because this is like a sticky album, so you can just like stick it on the page. I really like how the spread turned out, and this is such a fun hobby. If you've never tried this before, I 10 out of 10 recommend. It's a great way to look back on memories and also repurpose souvenir junk, if that makes any sense. This will be the end of doing bookish things with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week for a brand new video. Bye!